All right, your South Australian colleague Don Farrell's just been to China. He's just announced this morning that the Chinese Foreign Minister will be coming here. Are you confident trade sanctions will be lifted?
Well, look, I think from all reports, the visit by Minister Farrell has made significant progress in stabilising the relationship. Of course, what he has said is that there is now a pathway towards working with the Chinese government around the issues around trade, and I think that is very positive. I think this has been very much welcomed across the board as a first step, and I look forward to seeing further progress on that.
And just finally, looks like we're about to see the voice legislation before the Parliament, getting closer to that referendum. What do you think of the prospects of the referendum succeeding? And would something like the job seeker rise be something the voice would be consulted on?
Well, firstly, is the voice referendum something that I think will succeed in my conversations with people right around the country? A lot of people are saying this is long overdue, and so I think there is some really positive mood in the country to give First Nations people a voice and allow them to be consulted on the issues that do affect them. In terms of something like job seeker, the voice will make representations on behalf of the issues that affect Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander people. That's very clear, and the government will take that advice and listen to that advice. Not unlike, I think, a number of other advisory committees that we got. Well, that is a matter for the voice. That is a matter for the priorities that the voice has set. Do they make legislation? No. Do they have a veto power Minister, of what government does? No.
Let's just look at that for a second. You're about to introduce a budget, not telling anyone, well, unless I reveal it or another journalist reveals it, that you are increasing job seeker. Do you go to the voice for advice on that? Because you just said, well, that will be up to them, but isn't it up to you?
We can seek advice from the voice.
Would you in that instance?
And that will be a matter... Well, at this point, we haven't got a legislated voice, and I think what you're doing is dealing in a whole lot of hypotheticals. There's obviously going to be consultation on the voice on a range of issues that disproportionately affect First Nations people. And once that voice is set up, there'll be a clear process of when government consults with them. I'm not going to jump into hypothetical questions of an advisory body that the Constitution doesn't even have in yet, and we haven't legislated. But I very much look forward, and I'm not afraid as a minister, to be able to have a group of First Nations people that I can go and speak with and get advice about different issues that affect them. Indeed, I think that would make government decisions very legitimate and make sure that we're actually consulting First Nations people. So I'm not scared of consulting the voice on matters that affect them, but we're a long way from that at the moment. We haven't even got it set up, but I have a lot of faith in the Australian people that once we see this referendum and this referendum goes ahead, that we will see a voice to ensure that recognition of our First Nations people is in the Constitution.